What's up guys, I'm Chris. In this video you're going to see what I did to replace the driver's side catalytic converter in my 2002 Pontiac Trans Am. This is the stock one that I pulled out. So I know there's at least one other YouTube video out there that's nice and succinct and just covers the main points of what you need to know to do this job. My video is going to be a little different. It's going to be, you're going to see all the details of what I did, including the many little challenges that I faced along the way and what I did to resolve them. And then you should know, watching this, I'm not a professional. I'm not even a very good car guy, so know that. And then also know that working on your car is risky. You could injure yourself pretty easily, or even more likely, you could easily damage your car or your property. So it's risky, and if you do anything that you see in this video, do it at your own risk. All right, let's get to it.
All right, so I figured I'd show you guys what the parts look like once they're off the car here. So this is the stock catalytic converter. It goes up alongside the engine like that, and then the triangle shaped end attaches to the exhaust manifold on the engine, and then the bottom end here attaches to the exhaust pipe going out the back of the car. There's a gasket on the exhaust manifold side. It kind of got stuck to the edges of the cat as well as the exhaust manifold. And then holding these things on, holding everything together, are these studs and nuts. So this is, there's 3 of these studs up by the exhaust manifold side. So one end here threads into the exhaust manifold, and then comes through the catalytic converter here, and then one of these nuts with a little, I don't know what you call it, bushing, goes onto the end there to hold it all together. So on the back side, there's not another nut. This is just threaded into the exhaust manifold. Yeah, and really what this project is all about is just getting these nuts off of the studs without cracking the stud, because they're super rusted. You can see like how badly rusted the catalytic converter is. I've cleaned off these studs and nuts, but they used to be totally gnarly. And then on the other side, there's another set of studs and nuts actually. These guys are longer. They thread through this little bracket attached to one end of the cat. So they're threading through there, and then on the other side, you've got another bracket, and then that goes on the end there. So that's what we're working towards. So this is the stock cat. Let me show you. This is the aftermarket third-party cat that I'm putting in. Looks a lot different. A lot of just little spot welds. And then let me show you too the oxygen sensors. That's the other part of this job here. So these are what the oxygen sensors look like once they're out. And at the tip here, this is not really the sensor itself at the end. That's just a little shield. The sensor is inside of there. So the tricky thing with that is that you don't really know whether the oxygen sensor is still in good condition, or if it's actually gotten all gunked up like the outside of this has. So there's actually 2 of these guys. One goes up into the exhaust manifold, and then the other one goes into the catalytic converter itself. There's a hole right there. These guys thread in here. All right. I think that is everything. Yeah, get to it. Alright, so there's the cat. There's the first bolt that we got to get out. There's the second. Let's look up at the front.
Dad, are you talking to yourself?
No, I'm recording.
You're gonna put that on YouTube?
Yep. Alright, so there's the, one of the bolts up front. Man. Alright, so now I've got some penetrating oil that I'm going to spray on those rusty bolts holding the cat onto the exhaust there. And I put down some cardboard since I'm sure this stuff's going to drip all over the place. And I assume it would stain the concrete. Here goes. Looks pretty good. Alright.
Well, when we're done.
Cool.
Oh, Dad, that stinks smell.
Alright, so we've got our O2 sensor socket. So here's the picture on the back. It looks like it kind of wraps around the sensor. Let's check it out.
I never knew a car had all these parts.
Yeah, kind of crazy. Alright, let's wiggle under here. Alright, so there is the oxygen sensor that we need to pull off. There's its cable right there.
What's an oxygen sensor, Dad?
Yeah, the oxygen sensor, I think, measures the amount of oxygen on both sides of the catalytic converter. So it basically is a sensor that tells how well the catalytic converter is operating. Yeah, so it's actually the O2 sensor that tells us that this catalytic converter needs to be replaced. And there's a second sensor right there on the other end. Yeah, so one on the engine side and then one on the exhaust side.
Okay.
All right, so we figured out what this guy does. So this little notch in it goes over the wire, lets the wire come in, and then you can slide the socket down onto the sensor. So, yeah, we're replacing the catalytic converter. It's part of the exhaust system that helps the car have clean emissions.
This car looks pretty rusty.
Yeah, the exhaust system gets a lot of rust on it. Apparently, the heat does that to it. Yeah, the exhaust system gets really hot. Alright, this isn't going super well. Alright, so I'm going to try an open-ended wrench, see if that works better. I've got it set to, it's an adjustable wrench, and I got it set to 7/8 of an inch, because that's what the socket is. Let's see if we have any more luck with this approach. It's budging, but I wonder if this needs some penetrating oil too. Ah, there we go. Dang. Like latched on now. There we go. I can just hand unscrew. It's kind of resisting me because I think the cord is maybe getting like twisted as I do this. All right. Ta-da! Here's our oxygen sensor. Alright, this second sensor is looking a lot easier to deal with because it's nice and exposed. Let's just get my wrench again.
Not yet. Okay, that's gonna tighten so good. Now we go back to 7/8. And we wanna go
This way. Okay. Nice. Hey, that did it. Yeah, so we got it. Once it broke now, it just kind of loosens by hand. Still don't really get the. Seems like the cords just get all like crazy twisted here. I wonder what you're supposed to do about that. Well, you're supposed to like disconnect the other end. Looks like you could.